Hello guys, Evans here and welcome to this video. So in this video we'll continue and possibly summarize or finish off with this paper, hopefully. Yeah, so we ended with step number 20 in the last video, and so we continue with step number 21. So step 21 says evaluate the efficiency of your spreadsheet solution using no more than 150 words and place your evaluation in your evidence document. So guys, they are asking us to evaluate the methods that we've used in creating these spreadsheets, from having multiple spreadsheets like we were told earlier on, that we have 3 files. How easy was it for us to create this information, and also how is it going to be easy for people to continue using this spreadsheet that we've created? Also, if we can compare the method that we've used, the solution that we've used using a pivot table, what would have happened if we had used something like a cross-tab query? And this is why I was saying that there are 2 methods that you can use to summarize your data in tabular form. You have your cross-tab query and you have your pivot table. And each of these has got its benefits, although they are not so much different. But you'll notice that the cross-tab query, if you guys agree with me, you find that it's much easier to create than the pivot table. And because of this, all these you can put them in your evaluation. Okay, so also things like you can have, because we're using multiple tables for this one. Actually, let's just type it out. It'll make more sense actually if we type it out. So this is evidence 9. Put out evidence 9. Okay, so evidence 9, we can say the first part is that we used a number, not a number, but we used absolute referencing in the table arrays. Okay, in the table arrays we could have used named ranges, or we could have used named ranges for efficiency, or better efficiency if you want. Okay, what named ranges will do is that every time you refer to you don't have to type that absolute reference formula again every time you want to refer to a table array. You just simply type a shorter name of the named range that you would have defined. Okay, so yeah, so this is it's more efficient actually to use named ranges than absolute references. Also, there was we avoided using flat file. Okay, flat file is a single table. Okay, so this prevented duplication of data. Remember, we had 3 tables, and then all the data was being imported from the 3 rather from the 2 tables that we had into 1 table. If you had a single flat file or single table, not single data but single table, then there would have been a lot of duplication of data. Okay, and the table would have been so large that it would have been even very hard to represent it, because notice that you have got this table, bidders table, and it has got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 columns. And you've got you had this other table, which is the auction table. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. So 9 plus 6, that's 15 columns. And then you had this one which had 2 columns. So 15 plus 2, that's 17 columns. Now imagine having all these pieces of information in one table which has got 17 columns. It's relatively a large file to view, and you have to scroll to the right, scroll to the left, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's that. So next, what you're going to do is just continue typing out the information that is there. So you're basically looking at the positives and the negatives of using this method that we were using. Okay, so we we avoided using flat file. This prevents duplication of data. It is a more efficient method. Okay, it is a more efficient method. Okay, it is a more efficient method. You can also talk about things like spreadsheets would be a bit easier for new staff to use. Okay, so many people use Excel, so it's relatively easy for them to use it. But the problem with this comes in that you cannot have multiple users using the spreadsheet. In here, them editing or modifying the data at the same time. So that is relatively difficult with an Excel thing. Okay, so also compared to cross-tab queries, pivot tables are kind of harder to create. Okay, so you really need to know how to play around things. So you can say that cross-tab is a more flexible method. Cross-tab is more flexible. Okay, so I think these are basically the different methods that you guys, if you think about the others, you can add them. These are simply theoretical questions. Okay, so I'll go to evidence 10 or to step number 22. Okay, I'll go to step number 22. Put it in green. Identify another application that may have been used for these tasks and describe the efficiency of these features using no more than 150 words. So evidence, again, evidence 10. So again, we are basically comparing what could we have used if we didn't create it using a spreadsheet packet. What would we have used? Would have used a relational database software like Access or something. And a relational database software is actually the opposite. Say it is possible to have multiple people working. It's possible to have multiple people working on one file, okay, or one database. Multiple people working on one file or database or table, if you want. Okay, it's possible because of the tables that they are related. Okay, also database packages use cross-tab queries, unlike spreadsheets. Okay, then you can also talk about yeah, you can say cross-tab is more flexible despite having the same functionality as a pivot table. Okay, next you can talk about things like staff will need to be trained to be able let's say to be able to what? To use the database package. Okay, you need to train your staff. Let me see. We can also talk about a refresh integrity. I checked that from the Max scheme earlier in the day. They mentioned something to do with referential integrity. And what this does, a number of people have asked me, what's the use of referential integrity? So what referential integrity does, guys, is that if you have got multiple tables, and if somebody is attempting to enter data that is non-existent in the other table, which is related, referential integrity will be able to pick up that. A good example that I found from one of the ICT textbooks is that take, for instance, somebody is trying to enter a subject in one of the tables, and then in the subject table there's no corresponding subject code or anything about that subject. The referential integrity will be able to pick up that error and say, hey, you're trying to enter data about this subject when it doesn't even exist. Okay, it's like somebody goes to a school and then they are registering to take classes or courses in that school, and then they say, I want to do mechanical engineering or maybe a subject like mathematics, and then they're signing up for mathematics, but the school doesn't offer mathematics. Why would you sign up for a subject that the school doesn't offer? Okay, so you have all those things caught by referential integrity. Okay, so referential integrity can make the database catch any errors when entering data that is not matching the expected data. Expected data, maybe something like that. Okay, sometimes it's hard to put it there. Okay, so I think for this one is enough. You can add some other things. Relational databases maybe do not require as much editing as spreadsheets. Okay, so with spreadsheets, once you change one value, you need to begin to keep track and make sure that the other values have also been changed accordingly. Okay, so guys, I'll end here for this question. You guys, you can pick up from the math scheme. These are simple theoretical questions. Okay, so create the most appropriate graph or chart to compare the percentage income for each charity from the event. So we are comparing the percentage income for each charity. So we look at the income for a charity. It's a numerical value, rather it's an amount in dollars, and we're going to convert it into percentage later on a chart. And basically, they have not told us what chart. They've just told us to create an appropriate chart. But you know, guys, that when you're told to create a chart that has to do with percentage income, then you are going to use what chart? Good. You're going to use what chart again? You're going to use a pie chart. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so for each charity, okay, from the event. So again, you have the charity name, okay, from each charity. So you have the charity name and the percentage of the income. Okay, so these two values, are going to use them. Ensure that the chart is suitable for inclusion in black and white publication. Okay, so don't use fancy colors where if we print your chart, it's going to be difficult to see the demarcations of that. Okay, so place a copy of this chart in your evidence document. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a chart. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go here and write right where we summarized the information. I think should be on the sheet here. Let me figure out which one now. trying to figure out which one I'm going to pick, whether I should pick the pivot table or I should pick the chart that, the information that we have here that has been, no, this one has not been sorted. I'll pick up from the one that is from here, because this one is showing the values of. So what I'm going to do is to just unhide all these cells, because these have to do with the thing that we have there. So I'll unhide these, and then I'll delete this one as well. I'll unhide this one, just select it completely, double click, and I'll delete this filter as well, so that I have a full table like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the chart names there. So I'll have the chart name is this one. So let me just say this is B2. I don't know if I can get them like that, but this is Edge Assistance. Then the next one is Tawara. Well, why should I even struggle? I'll put it here. So Edge Assistance, then copy this and paste only the value here, and copy this and paste only the value. Paste the value. Then what I'm going to do is, for the values, the totals, we need to find out how much each of these actually were there. So I'll get this one for the first one, Edge, copy it, okay, and paste it here. I'm making just a simple XY table or axis thing, so that I can simply work around this. I think this, okay, so that's fine. I'll copy this and paste only the value. Just paste the value. In fact, this I should have pasted the value, so let me not format it as percentage or something. I should only copy the value, otherwise if it's dollar, it will read it something different. Okay, so paste it here as a value. Where did I paste it as a value? Copy it and paste it here as a value. I don't know why it's not showing this other one. Anyway, let's copy this last one and paste it here as value. So I'm going to delete this one. Just delete. No formatting for this one, no more. So get it again, copy it and paste it here. So the reason, guys, I'm doing this is because I can't just pick these. If I pick these as the column, as the values, and then I pick this one as well, like that. If I try to create a pie chart from these just by selecting like that, insert pie chart and pick up like that, notice the kind of information that I have, because this information is part of a pivot table. You can't just use it like that. Okay? You will need special information to access each field that you want from this one. So you can use that function, like the get something. I don't know if you use that function, where if you want, you can just say this, then this, and then say get pivot data, and then it will pick up the data and get it like that. And then this is what you can actually use for that. So I could have used this method, but I don't like the fact that I have the names. I can simply just type this information here. So now that I have this, I can select that and go and insert a pie chart from this. And notice that this is the pie chart that you have. Now, this pie chart is supposed to have the title, and the title, maybe let's see what title we can give. The most appropriate chart to compare the percentage income for each charity. So this is percentage income for each charity, or percentage money received or income received by each charity. Yeah, let's put that. Just an appropriate title. It doesn't have to be maybe exactly like in the maximum or something. This is percentage income for each charity. Okay. Okay, percentage income for each charity. I'm going to remove the legend. Okay, I don't need the legend because we're supposed to show the percentage values now. So I'll remove the legend and I'll go to data labels and go to more options, and there I'm going to put come here and put data label options. Make sure that the percentage values are the ones shown. Remove the value, and so we just have the percentage like that. Also, you can choose to add the category name so that it looks like that, but I'll put it outside there so that it fits like that. Let me just drag this like this. Yeah, so this looks good, but notice that we're supposed to make it print perfectly for a black and white suit. So come to change colors here and come to monochrome, and monochrome we can pick up maybe this one. Yeah, this one, no matter how much you print it, it will come out separate like that. Okay, so this one is fine. Alternatively, you can get this one. This one is also fine. It will print very well. So you can pick up which ones you want from here, but I'll stick with this one and it will be printed very well. Okay, so I think this is what I can do. This is what I can do for this one. I think this is done, 29% and all. Then copy this and paste it in your evidence document. Copy it and paste it in your evidence document. So this is evidence number what? Check it. This is evidence number 11. Okay, evidence 11, and paste it right there. Okay, and then we go back to the next question. So we are done with this one. We go back to we go to the last question. I think we go to the last question. It says a worker for one of the charities states police. Police. Why am I thinking about police? Why? I've been watching a lot of clips where police are chasing cars. So okay, so a worker for one of the charity states. People attending events usually donate to one or two charities, but not all three. Create the most appropriate graph or chart to prove this event for this statement. And paste the copy of this graph or chart in your evidence document. Save your evidence document. Okay. So again, what we're going to do here, guys, is we are going to create a chart. Okay. So guys, just pardon me for a minute. My laptop is about to go off. Let me just put it on charge again. Okay, so yeah, so let's see. All right. Okay, so that's good. At least it's charging. And now we can continue. Okay, so what we're going to do, the thing here is that this guy is saying that there are people who donate one or two, like more people donate to one or two charities, and very few donate to three. So we need to find out, okay, how many donate to one or two and stuff like that. So you go back to the spreadsheet. Now I'm going to delete this one anyway. I deleted the one that I put up there for calculating the count and stuff like that. Let me just put it back there because we need to count those that are donating to one, and those that are donating to two, and those that are donating to three. Okay, so we have all these values here. Okay, so this, I'm going to create a named range for this so that I can use well, my screen has frozen. Just take this. I'm going to create a named range for this. Go up so that I don't refer to the cells. So let me just say this is going to be define name, and this is going to be counted or number, maybe number of, let's say number of donors, or just number. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, but it should be something that will give me an idea. Okay, so I'll have in this column those that are donating donors to three charities. Okay, and then in this one I have donors to one or two charities. Okay, so donors to 3 charities and donors to 1 or 2 charities. So I need to count how many are donating to 3 charities. So it's equal to count if. So you're counting if the range will be your your named range, and then the criteria is that they should be donating to 3, and put like that, just like that, and hit enter. You see that 11 people were donating to 3 charities. And then the next one is supposed to be 1 or 2 charities. So you have again count if. So you have count if, and again your named range is going to be number, but the number of people donating, you put it in quotes because you are using now a symbol such as less than. So all those that are less than 2, so they could be 0, they could be 1 or what, less than 2, but we're told none of them being donated. These are the guys who donated something anyway. So put that, and notice that these guys should be, are they 14? Let me just verify. Okay, so not less than 2, no. Not less than 2, it means those that donated that only 1. It should be less than 3. Yeah, less than 3, that makes it. I was wondering because there are a lot of records here, and 14 plus 11, that gives you 25, and you have more than 25 records. You have about 43 records, so I was getting worried. Okay, so now you can create your pie chart using this information, and let's see who is who. So insert a pie chart, and there you go with the pie chart. So here you can have the title for the chart, and you can pick up some of these titles. You can pick up some of these titles from the question. Okay, so here we can say number of people who donated to 1 or 2 charities, okay, versus or against number of people who donated to 3 charities. Okay, so you can have your title like that. This is a long title anyway. The Max scheme also had a similar long title, so that's fine. Okay, so that is it. Then you can remove the legend. Okay, and maybe we can enlarge this a bit so that it is somewhat visible. And then let's go to the data labels. We're going to go to more options, go to this label options, then label options. You're going to put the percentage values, and you leave the numbers here because we'll show this is 28, this is 20, this is 11, and this is 28 here. And then you have the category name. Leave the category name as it is. So donors to 1 or 2 charities. Okay. Yeah, so that is fine. Okay, I can increase the text maybe so it's a bit large enough, like that maybe. Then we have, what else can we put there? I think this is fine. This is okay. This is okay. Again, we're going to put this and print it in a way that is that can be in a way that is what can I say? In a way that is printable in black and white. Okay, so I'll go to monochrome and just pick up like that. So that is basically fine. And maybe this can conflict when we print it. Let me just put it outside. So just go here and go to options and then outside, so that it's outside like that. Okay, so I think that is fine. Get this and copy it and paste it in your evidence document. Okay, so I suppose that other one didn't paste. I didn't even see that. I didn't even see that. Okay, so but I guess you guys saw what I did on the other one. Let me just undo this one since I already have a copy of this. If it only can get there, if only. Okay, there you go. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So copy this, and then we no, this was supposed to be black and white, so do that. Copy it. Let me just even enlarge it. Copy it and paste it in your evidence document. So I'll replace what? This thing is tricking me, huh? I'm just from doing the other one, and this one is now that the one has come up. Then this one has gone back again. I don't even know where it is hiding. I should have gotten it as a picture. But okay, guys, you've seen what I've done. Let me not spend so much time on this. At least you've seen what I've done so far. Okay. So so what I'm going to do now is to simply let me see. Simply come to the question paper and select this, okay, and mark it as done. Okay, so guys, thank you so much. I hope you've seen what I've done on the last part here for the chart, even though here it's not visible per se, for reasons known to itself. Okay, I don't know if it's because of thing, but at least you were able to see what I did on the chart. You can rewind the video if you do not want it. I don't want this video to take so much time. So thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video where I do the next part of the paper, which is the June 2017 paper. And hopefully I should be done with this paper in the next few days or so. So thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you in that video.